Okay, back again. Thought we'd do a little bit of axe work on this piece of spatula I'm making. Again, an interesting piece of wood. Again, it's got these compression lines here, and it's sort of mixed in with my axe marks. But I'm going to give this away to a friend because he's just getting back into wood carving. I don't think he's got a decent axe, so I'm going to give him this one. And it seems a waste, it's just sitting around. I won't use it because, you know, I've got better tools. But before I give it away, I thought I would show you how convex sharpening it, and it's not a great job. It doesn't look very neat, but it's pretty good as in the edge. But my friend will use it, and I'll keep sharpening it because he's bound to blunt it. Well, depends, you know, and he might just use it for more bushcrafty stuff, but the option's there to do some wood carving with it. And I'll sharpen it, and I'll keep making videos when I sharpen it, because this axe will come in eventually as it gets chipped and worked back. I can get a steeper angle. It won't quite be so sharp, but it will look better. But as it is, I thought before it goes off to my friend, let's have a look at it again, because like I've said, it's all about bite angle, and the working angle was something like that. It was right out here. Now, can you see? I mean, the same thing plays out with my knives all the time. It's all about the bite angle. It's not how sharp the edge is. It's the profile which allows a shallower bite angle, and that's the working angle, and that really is what woodworking tools are dependent upon as far as axes and knives. It's quite nice, I quite like it. Since you can see I'm holding it under there with my thumb, holding it like this. Yeah, it could be a bit bigger. It stops it spinning. It doesn't want to spin. It's not so bad now it's sharpened, and the bite angle's better. It's a combination of both things that's made this axe better. It's obviously a lot better edge, a lot sharper, and the bite angle's now shallow. It's now a decent working angle. You can see it speaks for itself. That's what I like about when you sharpen a tool. You can just you test it. I mean, it speaks for itself, doesn't it? It can either do the job or it can't, or it struggles to do the job, or it's not a pleasant tool to use. Whereas this is okay. I quite like it. I'll just take a little slither off. See what I mean? It's got enough finesse, enough accuracy. Which way am I going to have? Yeah, I'm going to push the handle over that way. So I'm sort of going in and out a bit here. See if it's I've got this new lens for this camera. This is a micro lens, 30mm, 2.8 macro lens, and I just can't get my head around this camera's got so many damn settings in, it just makes your head spin. I used to think I was quite good at photography and knew a fair bit about photography, but the menus on this thing, some of the stuff it can do, it's just like, oh god. And sometimes you read about it and you still know none the wiser after you've read about it, or not much wiser anyway. Anyway, back to the job in hand. That's me. I want too many coffees. No, it's really good. You can't argue with that. For what it is, cheap little £50 can packs. It's definitely capable of taking this down or making a blank. And that's what we're doing basically. So, I mean, I could go a lot smaller if I knew what I was doing here. If I was that type of carving where I drew around it and I had the shape of the handle, I could go right down, and I would almost, you know, where I would literally need just then to go around with a knife and do a mill or so around what I'd drawn. If I had a fixed plan, then you know, I could take this down a lot further. But I tend to leave things. I mean, I'm not far off where I want to start with my knives. I start with a bigger knife generally, for the reason that I like to see how it unfolds. Definitely explore shapes. There's a lot of different, so many different options, and especially how the grain is. Does it move around a bit? Does it wiggle so you can put a wiggle in? How these will look. It's just I like to do it that way, but it takes a lot longer. So I'm not going to go down too far with it because I'm just not sure what I want to do yet. See, now I'm thinking curve in, this will be a swell down here, that's one. And it's a nice test for the axe as well. More difficult cut. Oh, there we go. Let's take a bit of this off. Be careful here if you don't go too deep. Just take little bits off, because the trouble is if you act too hard and go in, you can get a crack that seems to run into the work, which you later find later on. So don't take too much off at one time, because you can get a crack to run into your work. So these little bits off like this, I shouldn't have a problem. We get this scenario here which happens. A big chunk comes out, right down to there, right down. Can you see it open up? Why does this look blurred to me? There. See it? It's a big lump out, and that dictates my shape then. I know I can't go much further down here because I've got this. I've only got that to work with now. So all this needs to come out, but I've just got to be careful because it's wavy. It's got this compression marks in it, so the grain's moving up and down like a wave. It's got like a ripple in it. So when you're hacking out, it doesn't come out smooth. It can tend to rip bits out like that. And if you get too close to it, then down here, if I get too close, that happens too close here, then I have to think of another design, which I want a large spatula. So yeah, done it a bit there. See, this is best done very gently with the axe, and then, but don't go too far. Just do most of it with the knife later. In fact, I'm going to leave that. See the ripple, the wave, compression wave sort of thing has come through right to the bottom. That will look nice. Oh, it's the dog. Don't want any here. He's like a china in a bull shop. Will knock the camera flying. Stuffy. Right. So, before it goes away to be used and abused, that's what convex sharpening can do for even, you know, a Campax like this, how it can turn it into something that I hope you agree is capable. I mean, I could use this a lot. I like this because it's light. It's not this similar weight to what I use anyway. So it's got that, and it's not too long handled. If the handle's too long, you know, you're jabbing in. Oh, I've hit myself in the you know what's before with a flipping handle doing this. It's like you have to have it sort of under your knee, under your leg. I can't zoom out because I'm a fixed lens, but you have to have it under your leg working because it's so long. It's just really restrictive. But this is just right. You can see the sort of length it is. I'm gonna guess what it is. From 12 inches, something like that. So it's, yeah, so yeah, if you look at it compared to my other axe, so that's what we are. We're flipping inch flipping longer, basically, say a couple of inches. But you know, I hold it like there, I hold this there. So I hold them similar ways, but this is flared out, obviously. Stops me spinning out. But if you lock in with your thumb on the back, your thumb will get will hurt a bit if you keep doing it all day, mind you. But you can sort of lock in here, and on the back there, or there, you can stop it spinning out of your hand because you've only got a small grip. It's not too bad. It's not too bad like that. See, the thumb's keeping my hand open. It's not actually getting cramp. Anyway, I think you've seen enough, so that gives you an idea of the difference you can make when you convex sharpen an axe. What you can turn something that's not, you wouldn't consider to be a carving axe, and it would have been no good as well. I showed you at the beginning, part one of this video, it was useless. It kept bouncing off. You couldn't do any fine work with it. The working angle was just horrendous. But now that's been sorted. It's a good tool. I like it. I like the look of it. I like how tough it is. And I like the price. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See you again.